Hi everyone, this is Karak from ACG, coming to you covered in the sweet taste of diabetes from my time with a game that thinks it's so delightfully sugary that it has 30 lead characters, not one. A title made in the Godforge of memory and forgotten times before the clutch plays of the Master Chief Edition made us tentative of anything labeled a collection. It's Rare Replay, and I'm sure you're as surprised as someone who woke up to find their face on fire that the game title is filled with old rare classics. 30 of those in fact, missing just a couple titles like those that Microsoft couldn't sumo wrestle from Nintendo's hands. So is Rare Replay a giant transformer made of most of their past titles in the shape of that R we all know and love, kicking the crap out of the next 120 hours of your social life? Or is it nothing more than a menagerie of past releases in the unsatisfactory shape of a GoBot, a complete cash-in without much more than face value fun factor and vacant in all other ways? And always remember, if you like this review, please subscribe, and that way you'll get instantly entered into our game giveaways and other contests, as well as be informed of new videos. Let's do this. Graphics, as always, are up first. Since this is a collection, the first thing you have to do is identify how each game looks separately, but I think the first thing I want to say about Rare Replay is that the front end is the way a front end should be, effectively delivering content after a short, hilarious song and dance routine by various Rare characters. Here you can choose to jump into various titles, leap into short movies and documentaries, and unlock various secrets by playing the games themselves. First, the good. Many of these titles, a good 90%, are not only pixel accurate to their original forms like perfectly copied little Pod People clones, but offer incentives like rewind features for gamers not accustomed to titles that hammer you like they want to cause severe depression with difficulties that were created for a different time and gamer type, the primordial soup of Dark Souls players, if you will. I was delighted as I jumped into Viva Pinata, ultimately satisfied with RC Pro-Am, and strangely aroused by my time with Battletoads, Jetman, and Perfect Dark Zero. I mean, come on, this is having your cake and eating it too, then ordering another couple cakes and just rolling the hell around in them because you have an abundance of both energy and cakes. It's amazing. Titles like Cobra Command make you wonder where the NES controller is. Grabbed by the Ghoulies remind you why so many people find that title a hidden classic, and those all run incredibly well. Unfortunately, this fine-tuned machine of epic proportion occasionally hits a massive misstep, especially when trying to play N64 games, which perform more like amateur pop-and-stop music videos. Running around in the game, look at the ground, single-digit frame rate. Look up, everything's fine. Enter inventory, frame rate stutter. Come out of it, it looks fine. Go back into the inventory, it doesn't change at all. Decide to resume the game, stutter. It's got the randomness of meeting a mechanical bull-riding monkey wielding a gun that shoots used penile implants, and it's about as odd because this is a system that should be able to run 3 different N64s all at the same time. Now, that's not to say that it impacts all the N64 games. It doesn't, and so that's really cool, but nothing here makes sense. I mean, 360 games, a machine known for being incredibly robust, run very well. Why, a couple of the N64 games, not all of them, seem as if some kind of invisible ghost is saying, whoa, 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 you can't handle this much awesome at once. Let's slow it down a bit. Now, FPS issues are a thing that can be patched, rectified, and repaired, and the games are completely playable, but I can't hide my utter sadness at the reaction of the Xbox One, as it basically looked at games like Blast Corps and said, nope, you can't handle this. Lastly, some games don't get resized for widescreen displays and stay in their original format. It's noticeable, but not exactly strange. Also, Blast Corps for me was the worst offender, as it froze like a deer in headlights with some kind of digital stage fright more than a half dozen times. The other games did not freeze at all, they just had the occasional frame rate issues. And again, not all of them did. Ultimately, this is an excellent package graphically, with the odd occasional N64 game wonkiness. Sound, music, and voice. And overall, the sound is handled excellently, with most titles achieving what sounds to trained ears like perfect recreations. However, at times, there were some skipping sounds in some games or moments where audio popped in and out. It was rare, not repeatable, but ultimately noticeable. That being said, the majority performed perfectly, and it was nice to revisit old friends like Banjo and Trouble in Paradise, titles with saccharine music so sweet your ears get hypoglycemia. I really enjoyed those titles. Now, music and voice. Listen, these are different across the titles, but since everything is emulated, if it was in the game, it's probably in the game. This can be positive or negative depending on if you're listening to the cool Jet Force Gemini mission briefs or the worst voice-acted NPCs known to man in Perfect Dark. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that the developers probably ended up kidnapping people and forcing them at microphone point to record voice audio for that game. It's downright terrible. Again, if it's in the game, it's probably recreated perfectly, and a couple little sound glitches here and there. Gameplay. Let's cut to the chase. Everything handles exactly as it should, and for the most part, every game fits the Xbox One controller scheme fine, resulting in ultimately playable games with surprising levels of fidelity depending on the game itself. But idiosyncrasies from prior titles and their system's input schemes rear their head here, with callbacks to a time when axis reversal wasn't much of a thing, and where a game like Jet Force just simply never feels right on the Xbox One controller. A virtual translation error of gameplay moments. Many times that game in particular just felt a little bit unplayable due to the game's original control set, but most assuredly its original control devices. That being said, your mileage is going to vary. The assumption can be made you know this kind of stuff going in and will be delighted at all the titles regardless. Now, discussing the front end for a moment, the game proper has milestone systems and mini games that help you get stamps for your stamp collection book like some kind of passport into a digital land of wondery. Rare Replay has gone more than out of its way to not only welcome newcomers to their titles, but pat those who played the games already on the back, lead them casually to a chair, and then hook them up to this giant IV bag made of memories and digital dopamine drips. Fun factor. Despite the digital little issues here and there, this is the way a collection should be, people. Not a ramshackle Frankenstein machine of patchwork titles all fitted together by the lowest price contractor, but a welcome addition to your normal stable of games that, when turned on, surprises you with giving more than it requires, delivering more than it asks, and frankly, washing away some past collections' memories from gamers' burdened minds. Now, as always, I rate games on a buy, wait for sale, rent, or wait for a deep sale if it's a PC game, and then never talk about it again. Rating scale. This, of course, is a buy. At $30 with this many titles, even with a couple of little issues with Control, and even with Blast Corps basically at any time randomly imploding under its own weight, this is an absolutely phenomenal value for your money. Probably the best collection ever released, and easily one of the most meaty collections you're probably ever going to see. So as always, if you like the review, hit thumbs up. If you dislike the review, hit thumbs down. Subscribe if you liked us. Maybe go to our Patreon, check us out, tweet the video, whatever. Peace out.